Okay, Google, show me a man who thinks of himself as a high priest of flat earthers. No, 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 not that prat again. No, 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 done him. Show me another one. Aye, go on then. He'll do. Howdo, viewer, and welcome back to my little corner of the YouTube. Now, today we are looking at Mr. Eric Dubay, who, like I said at the very start of this video, thinks of himself as a flat earth hippie type, guru type thing. You know, he's the sort of guy you could punch in the face 2 or 3 times and he'd give you a daffodil and a chocolate hobnob. So we're going to have a look at him. He's going to debunk a real life scientist and astronomer. He's going to attempt to do that. I'm going to debunk whatever Mr. Dubay says. So let's crack on with it, shall we? And let's have a look. By the way, hope you like the new intro. I know it's pretty basic, but it's the best I can do on this machine because I got it off a bloke called Noah who had some big boat or something or whatever. So yeah, I hope you like the new intro because I've got a new avatar. I was bored with the other avatar. It looked a bit stupid. So I've made some Facebook avatars and stuff like that. And thank you very much for joining me. 121 subscribers now, so thank you very much, each and every one of you. Everybody who's liked, commented, shared, subscribed, even disliked as well, because I do get a few dislikes. So, right, let's crack on with it, shall we? And don't forget to click my name down right about here to subscribe. And click the bell notifications so you don't miss any of my beautiful, wonderful content. Right, for the last time, let's crack on.
You asked the question, what are some of the easiest ways that you can prove that the Earth is round? Because apparently this is something that we're debating. I have no idea why.
I must explain now, this is not me who speeded up the video. This is Eric Dubay. He's speeded up the video. Yes, there's many glow proofs, and, and dear old Eric here is going to debunk a lot of them, apparently. Let's crack on.
That's a hard thing for me to even start talking about because there are so many proofs that the Earth is round, it's difficult to know where to start. And it's not okay to think that the Earth is flat. This is not a viable argument.
To begin with, if you truly believe the Earth to be a triangle or a dodecahedron, that is most certainly okay.
But God forbid you should believe the Earth to be a sphere.
And you're right to do so. We all have the right to our own thoughts, beliefs, experience, intuitions, and discernment, regardless of how common or widely accepted they are. Telling people up front that having an alternative perspective from yours is, quote, not okay, is incredibly narcissistic, abusive, and an attempt to infantilize the listener into accepting the fallacy of appeal to authority.
No, 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 no. What she's saying is that your denial of the Earth being spherical and you're preaching that the Earth is flat is not okay because there is so many proofs. I know that you've written a book about 200 proofs or done a video about 200 proofs about the Earth being flat. It's been debunked so many times it's not even funny anymore. But you claim it's not okay, but here you are preaching and telling us that the world is flat. So I don't get what you're trying to say here. Hypocrisy much?
It is absolutely okay to question the shape of the Earth.
It certainly is. Michelle's offering her evidence and experiences of the Earth being spherical, and you've got some bullshit memes that don't make any sense. If I was open-minded, like you flat earthers tell us that we should be, who am I going to believe?
In fact, the scientific method itself requires constant questioning and experimentation to reach increasingly precise conclusions.
Yes, it does, and not a single flat earther has ever followed even one piece of the scientific, or one bit of the scientific method. No, I tell a lie. They followed observation. and they've come to the conclusion that the Earth is flat without taking anything else into consideration whatsoever. They've seen a boat go over the horizon, and they've immediately concluded, oh dear, perspective, boats disappear, and they've never ever shown why they disappear bottom first. Never. They've just gone, oh, it's perspective. Get a grip.
Once a scientific postulate becomes solidified into an unquestionable dogma, it becomes religion, not science.
No, it becomes scientific theory, which is, like I've said in previous videos, the top echelon, because to get to scientific theory, you need to test it and repeat it and test it and repeat it. So many times it's got to be held up for peer review so many times. It is science and religion are two entirely different things. This thing that flat earthers keep coming out with, that, you know, it's a globe religion. It is not. It doesn't require belief. It discourages belief. It encourages study. Just because that you're religious, it doesn't mean that you can push. You're just using that as an excuse now to, like, you know, claim that the globe is a religion, and it's not. Flat Earth is a cult, and that's for definite.
And people demanding your allegiance to their dogma, like Michelle here, are acting far more like evangelical priests than true scientists.
No, they're just giving an explanation for reality. Religion is not reality. No matter which way you turn it, nobody's ever seen a god. Nobody's ever seen a miracle occur, you know, like a true miracle. You know, and things like this. We have evidence for the globe. We don't have evidence for a religion, or we don't, you know, we don't have evidence for a god, or, you know, anything like that. You know, if you're being honest with yourselves, you know, you'll admit that. You can say, well, the Bible's evidence, but it isn't really, is it? It's a book of fables, if you want to look at it like that. Anyway, let's crack on.
NASA themselves have already changed the alleged shape of the Earth thrice in their short history, first telling us we lived on a perfect sphere, then changing the shape into an oblate spheroid flattened at the poles, then changing again to a pear-shaped spheroid bulging out in the southern hemisphere.
Wow, you're showing a picture of Neil deGrasse Tyson. You know, before I got into all this YouTuber like it, I'd never even heard of Neil deGrasse Tyson. Sorry, but you're claiming that Neil deGrasse Tyson says the Earth is a pear-shaped. This is his actual tweet. Cherry picking much?
I have friends who have been on the International Space Station. They have orbited the Earth once every 90 minutes. You know, I've had personal experience with people that have been up in space and can see with their own eyes that the Earth is round. And of course, we've taken all these amazing pictures from space. They're so beautiful, all those pictures of the Earth. So I don't really know what's going on right now with this Earth is flat thing.
Here, Michelle condescendingly delivers two more examples of sophistry.
Well, she's not being condescending, and she's not using, you know, she's not using sophistry either, which is, you know, false arguments type things. Because, you know, you're claiming that she's making false statements. Show us some evidence, man. Go for it. Let's see you. Let's see you show some actual. What was the title of the video? 200 proofs. Let's see some of your proof instead of bullshit memes like this.
Namely hearsay and another appeal to authority. Because she has some fellow Freemason Eastern Star actor-not friends who claim the Earth is a spinning ball, Michelle wants us to accept that kind of second-hand hearsay as scientific proof.
the guy disappearing then into the door, that was part of a cut scene from one to another. So it was all faded in. I can't find the video to it, but I'm sure it's around on YouTube somewhere. It's, you know, it's showing from one scene to another. He was going through the door, and then they were cutting to him going through, you know, from another angle, going through that door. So that was that. I'm sure the video's on YouTube somewhere. I can't find it, but if anybody wants to find a link for it, and then I'll post it below, because all the links go to, if you're trying to post a link on my YouTube comments, then it goes to Held for Review. So I'll have a look at it, and then I'll post it if it's right. Yeah, more memes. I'm going to explain something to you now, Mr. Dubay. Different cameras with different lenses at different distances take different photos. It's really not that difficult to understand, is it, hippie?
Then she laughs and talks about pictures. Pictures like these, you mean?
And very beautiful pictures they are too. Very beautiful.
And these? Michelle was directly asked for scientific proofs of her claim, and the first two she gives are, "because other people say so," and "because there's pictures." Well, Michelle, I know you already know this, but people can lie.
They certainly can, can't they, hippie? Let's suggest this space bubbles nonsense. They're not actually bubbles. They're just bits of ice, or water ice they call it, I think. And bubbles tend to go straight up if you're in a swimming pool. Why they're going off in all directions and everything? It's not actual proof, is it?
Pictures can be faked, and neither of those are permissible as scientific evidence.
None of them can be. So all your photos and all the photos of a flat Earth are not permissible as scientific evidence, eh? I'll remember that, you bloody hypocrite. Oh, look at all them bubbles going straight up. In the training pool, what they're training. Ow! Oh, I'll edit that out. God, that hurt.
So why are you dancing around the question with sophistry and condescension instead of just providing actual proof of your claim?
She's being interviewed. She didn't know that she was going to be questioned by some hippie flat earther, did she? And why should she provide proof? Where's yours? You haven't got any. You got your 200 proofs, as like I said before, has been debunked like a million times over. Even a northern numpty from Bolton's debunking you. God, you are pathetic, aren't you?
There are proofs all around you. It is not difficult to know that the Earth is round. In fact, people have known this for way more than 2,000 years. The ancient Greeks actually had a number of really elegant, wonderful proofs that the Earth was a sphere. One of the things you can see yourself with a pair of binoculars is if you actually go out to a lake and there are boats on that lake, the farther away a boat is, the more the bottom of the boat will disappear, and you'll basically just see the mast of the boat. And as a boat goes farther and farther away, the last thing you will see is the very top of the mast of that boat. And that's because the boat is actually going over the horizon that's curved.
So once she finally gets around to her three supposed scientific proofs of a ball Earth, they are all from ancient Greek astronomers who have been debunked since the time they were presented, even way back then.
No, they've not been debunked, and she said that if you get a pair of binoculars, I don't believe the ancient Greeks had any binoculars. No, I don't think they did. Anyway, continue.
Her first is the dinosaur claim that ships disappearing beyond the horizon hull first somehow prove the Earth to be a globe. The fact of the matter is that the law of perspective on plane surfaces dictates and necessitates this occurrence.
I mentioned perspective before, didn't I? And it just it doesn't work on this occasion. It really doesn't. There's many videos of ships disappearing bottom first over even when they're fully zoomed in. There's many pictures, many video. Oh, sorry, can't use pictures. But there's many videos of ships that are fully zoomed in and they're disappearing bottom first. So many. Never addresses them though, does he?
For example, a girl wearing a dress walking away towards the horizon will appear to sink into the earth the farther away she walks. Her feet will disappear from view first, and the distance between the ground and the bottom of her dress will gradually diminish until after about half a mile it seems like her dress is touching the ground as she walks on invisible legs.
Pictures aren't scientific evidence, as you said before. So the bloke who's walking over, he looks like he's walking over a hill. So how dishonest is that? Because you can't see the railings in the background. You can't see the base of the railings. So he's obviously walking over a hill in shorts in winter time. Isn't that sad?
The same happens with cars speeding away. The axles gradually get lower, and the wheels vanish until it appears as if the car is gliding along its body. Such is the case on plane surfaces. The lowest parts of objects receding from a given point of observation necessarily disappear before the highest.
Depends on your elevation, depends on your distance, and it also depends on Earth curve. If it's a long straight road, the car will get smaller on all sides. So, but if it's a ship going over the right, I'm nearly done with this dude because he's cracking me up. He's cracking me right up.
Now, with modern telescopes and cameras, we can prove this as well by successfully zooming in on ships that have gone beyond the horizon.
You can't zoom into something that has already gone over the horizon. Oh, for the love of... What a bloody hippy.
And bringing them completely back into full view, hull and all.
Bullcrap. I'm going to end it right there because Michelle, the lovely Michelle, she does she talks about tossing these two sticks in the ground and all the sun going over the well. Dubay just blanks it completely and just ignores it or just gives a poxy explanation for it. I can't be doing with this guy. Goodness me, he's triggered me. So that's it. Thank you very much for joining me. That's Dishonest Dubay Debunked 3Ds. If you made it this far into the video, thank you very much. Thank you very, very much. Look out for gameplay videos. Look out for Wacky Wednesday videos next Wednesday. So thank you very much. Please subscribe. See you soon.